Hey, what's going on, guys? It's John back with another video, and in today's video we're going to talk about the advanced application of the major 7 chord that utilizes both hands. So let's jump right into it. Right? So what we're going to do is we're essentially going to take a major 7 chord, and I'm going to teach you guys how to split this chord up between both of your hands while also making it sound nice, lush, and full. Okay, so if we just took a standard major 7 chord like a F major 7, for instance, right? We have our 1, 3, 5, and our 7. Okay, the way that we're going to break this up is in our left hand, we're going to play a 1, 5, 7. If you guys watched my video on left-handed techniques, you'll understand where we're coming from here. We're going to do a 1, 5, 7 in this chord. Okay, and then what we're going to do is on the third scale degree of that chord. So in F, the third scale degree would be A, right? Or it's our second note, but we call it the third. Our third, we're going to go to our third and play a minor chord, A minor. Okay? And this is the type of voicing that we get. Okay? It's very important that you understand your musical alphabet, you understand your chord, you understand your scales, you understand your way around the keyboard, because when you transfer this to other keys, this is something that should be transferred instantly. You should be able to go to B flat and just play this same voicing, right? And if you look at it, you have your 1, 5, 7, and then we're going to go to our third scale degree, which in this case is D, and we're going to play minor. Okay? And if you're looking at the way that this chord is built, essentially what we're doing is mixing and matching our minor chords, our minor and major chords, right? So in this hands, for all intents and purposes, this is a major voicing, right? Because we have a major 7th interval, this is implied to be a major sounding chord. But then in our right hand, we have a minor chord, right? And if I were to play D, you'd hear it. This is minor, right? But if I add a major chord in my bass, the 1, 5, and 7, you get this nice lush chord. Okay, so for those of you that like to put the puzzle pieces together and look at how the harmony works on the back end, that's another way that you can look at it. We have a major chord with a minor chord that gets us this sound. Okay, now the opposite is true. If we were to do minor chords, we would have a minor voicing in our left hand and a major voicing in our right hand, but that's neither here nor there. We're not talking about minor chords today. We're talking about major 7 chords. All right, so moving through this, what I want you guys to do is take a look at the way that this is being played, right? Okay, I want you guys to really lock in and grab that chord formula. All right, we're doing a 1, 5, 7 in our left hand, and then in our right hand, we're literally just doing a minor triad on the third. Okay, now if that is a little bit too confusing for you, what you could do is just simply play the triad, right? What I like to do is play the major 7 in root position. So here's A major 7, 1, 3, 5, 7, and then I do my 1, 5, 7 in this hand. This is how you can get lush two-handed chords, all right? But for those of you that like to keep things simple and maybe your hands aren't big enough to play a full chord like this, you can just stay with playing that triad there, okay? And as you move through these different chords, right, you want to be able to just play these chords without thinking about it. Okay, now I didn't just make this video just to show you that voicing. As I always do, I'm going to show you some practical ways that you can use this voicing to your advantage. Okay, so what's the point of playing a major 7 chord in this fashion? Well, let's take G major, for instance, right? If I take this voicing, my fingers on my right hand are so free to do so much work over here. Okay, and when you're improvising, this is really good. When you have your left hand holding down the foundation of the chord that you're playing, your right hand is free to do other things. And so now with my pinky and my ring finger on my right hand, to D, okay? And you'll notice that as I was playing, I changed while I was playing because I realized that that might have been a little bit too muddy down there, so we move it up. Okay, as you play through these different things, everything is trial and error, and it's always going to be based on what you perceive to sound good, okay, or what universally is sound good. I mean, there's certain things that everybody will tell you sounds horrible, right? So don't get too caught up in your own feelings and think that everything you play is great. Be your own best critic and really listen to what you're playing and adjust accordingly. Okay, now as you have some of that free movement, a lot of you guys always ask me, how do I play some of the little embellishments and things in between some of the chords that I'm playing? And honestly, what it really comes down to is just being really good at improving, okay? Which is a skill that everybody needs to build up. It's not something that you just snap your fingers and you're all of a sudden good at improving. There's a lot of different foundational things that you need in order to be good at improving. And one of those things is being able to listen and understand other genres of music, right? If you're able to listen and hear and grab from those different genres of music, you now kind of have that set in your musical vocabulary, and you don't just want to listen and understand, but you want to be able to play some of those things, okay? When I'm improving, a lot of the freedom that I have to improv comes from the fact that I can play some of these chords, and this particular voicing I always play. I'm always playing chords in this fashion where I have the 1, the 5, and some kind of color note over here, whether it's the 7, the 3rd, the 6th, the 9th, whatever it is, it's always a 1 and a 5 and one other color note. And then in my right hand, I'm always playing some type of triad, right? And keeping things that simple helps me move across those different shapes much easier, because when you're playing through and you're improving, a lot of those things come down to shape and muscle memory, okay? And the simpler that you can keep those shapes, the easier it's going to be for you to call upon those different shapes and sounds when you need them. And so when I'm moving around those different notes, I'm doing nothing but playing notes in the key. Like, I'm not even playing outside of the key, which you can do, but in this particular case, I'm not playing outside of the key. I'm playing notes all in the key of G. Okay. And the other thing that I like to look at when I'm playing these chords is I like to find chords within chords, okay? And so when I'm playing this major 7 voicing and I'm playing this B minor over here, if I just extend it to this A, even though it becomes a G major 9 now, I have a D major triad over here. So now I have my G major 7 voicing over here with a D major over here, okay? And so I found that chord, and if I add my B, now it's a B minor 7 with a G in the bass, which gives me a G major 9, right? The names of these chords aren't important. What's important is how many chords can you find within just one chord, right? I can add so many different notes. All of those different things are just me finding different chords within one chord, okay? And that's one of the things that you want to understand about improvisation too. I know that we're talking about major 7 chords in this video, and specifically this voicing, but this is a voicing that I use all the time. And the reason why I use it all the time is because it's just so simple for me to flow into different melodies, and to flow not just to different melodies, but to different chords. Okay. Using these different voicings isn't just because they're fun or cool to play. They actually help open you up and set you up to be able to play different things, okay? So I want you guys to grab that voicing. Remember, it's 1, 5, 7 with a major triad, I'm sorry, a minor triad on the third note. Okay, key of G, 1, 2, 3, minor triad. Okay, I want you guys to grab that, play it in different keys, right? Even in the key of B. So we have 1, 5, 7. We go to the 3, 1, 2, 3, make it minor. The key of B is pretty awesome because you can do this. And it sounds really, really cool. Okay, key of A flat, right? Oh. Right, 1, 5, 7. 1, 2, 3, make it minor. Right? Those are different things and different voicings that you guys can use on the major 7 chord, okay? So I want you guys to lock that voicing in, get it into your bag, and I want you guys to start using that in your playing. And if you're not already using major 7 chords, I encourage you to do so. There's a lot more music that's coming out that's starting to implement a lot more of these extended chords, these 7 chords, and they're just sounding really, really great. A lot of great music is coming out utilizing these different voicings. So you guys need to get that in your bag. Get cracking on it. If there's anything that I explained in this video that was too confusing for you, or maybe you didn't understand it, let me know down in the comment section below so that way I can address it for you. And if I can't address it in a comment, I'll address it in another video. But otherwise, go ahead and like and share this video. You guys stay in the shed, get to work. You guys stay blessed.